Hello, you. Welcome to Geekism and welcome back to Fairview Lake, where we are cracking on with our challenge mode build. So this is all happening in real time with cash and everything that comes with it. Big thank you to the comments on the first couple of episodes. I'm batching these a little bit, so I haven't quite seen. I haven't seen any feedback on the coaster yet. I'm sure it's going to get absolutely rinsed, but but yeah, thank you for the comments on the first couple of episodes. People are loving the slower style. People are loving the fact that they can pick up little bits as we build them, which is lots of fun. Somebody mentioned that back here there is a wall missing. Let's see if we can find it. It's a very yeah, look at that! What a spot! I think just because it was in the shadow, I didn't notice it so much. But we should be able to take the opposite piece from there. There we go. Flip it round. Excellent catch. A little bit of unwanted ventilation there. That's good. I think for the most part we addressed everything we had issues with the first couple of rides, and they're all doing good. So I'm going to pause for 1 second. Let's have a look at our challenges today. We have 50 grand in the bank. I feel like the money isn't going to be too much of a challenge from now on, so we're going to be focusing on these to give us interesting stuff to do. First of all, build a pool. I really don't want to do pools just yet. Maybe one day. 3 entertainers will give us a park rating of 1.5. 3 entertainers is okay. See, normally then, if I was playing Sandbox, what I would do is I would build a little stage. I would build a little stage over here, I'd throw 3 entertainers on it, and I would have them just potter about. But because this is real life, as far as the game's concerned, it's not going to work because they need to get breaks and stuff. So I suppose we could do a stage that just has a staff room on the back of it. Would that work, or would they just... I bet they would just come out the staff room and stand by the door, wouldn't they? They wouldn't necessarily... amuse them, sort of go back to where they want to be. So I suppose we can throw some just pottering about, though. It's old school, it's classic. We can do that. So we'll put down a coaster, king coaster. Now, is there a way to select where they go? The schedules. Staff zone view on. Not assigned a zone. Yeah, so it's doable. Is it one of these down here? Staff zones. There we go. So create new. Oh, and we can just paint it. Okay, this is good. This is better because last time in the first game it was just it was like just picking rides, I think. Okay, so yeah, red's fine. And now I see we can pick a little icon for it. That's neat. Well, how about, is there one that looks a little bit like a shop? No, but there we go. King Coaster will do. And we'll say that he just does this stretch here. He just does Zone 1. Oh, we can definitely rename it something. So we'll call it Main Street. Oops. There we go. And you will get assigned to Main Street. I assume we do that somewhere here. Yeah. Main Street. Apply all day. Okay. So at 3 o'clock he has a break, but otherwise he sticks to Main Street. And I assume he comes out of Main Street to break and then back into it. That would be pretty good if he does. And we'll just call him King Coaster. It doesn't have to be King Coaster 1. We're never going to have another. He's the one and only. Okay. So that's fine. We'll do some more staff zones then, I guess. We'll have Main Street as well. It'd be nice to be able to see the paths a little better whilst we're in staff zone mode. This can be blue. Sure. And we'll set it to be like a drinks thing. And we'll say it's this area here. And we'll say it's called... We'll assume that that's north, although it isn't, but that's fine. And we'll call it Central... Oops. Central West. That's good. And then we'll do another one that does the other side here. And we'll call it Central East. Just going to make sure we get the rides in for mechanics and what have you. There we go, just do that. There we go, so zone 3 is done, and we'll put that as a coaster because it has a coaster. And we'll say that this is central. Oh no, that would be central west if we're saying north is up. This one is central east. There we go. So I don't know what that 0.5 is, but sure. And now I guess when we want to, when we feel like we need to, we can put janitors just on that area and whatever. But at least now we can put an entertainer in each one. It means they're not going to bump up. So let's go staff. I think I would like. I kind of like the more generic-y, drinky ones, really. So we'll do a gulpy here, and we'll do a. Cow over here, the cosmic cow, and then we'll set them to just be called cosmic cow, and then have her work in Main Street West, Central West, sorry, apply all day, confirm, and she says break at 11, that's fine, and then Gulpy is going to work in Central East all day. That's a good way to test this system out because it really doesn't matter where they go, but we can keep an eye on that through the day. There we go. Now I do think actually, I'm looking at what he's just done. Central East needs to have this strip removed because he's going to just wander up and down there for no reason. So let's fix that quickly. Edit the zone. Yeah. Alright, there we go. So now we should have Coaster always down here. We should have Milk of the Moo over here somewhere. I have already lost her. What? How has that happened so quickly? Over here. That's not your zone, lady. Staff zone, Central West. Get over into Staff zone, Central West then. But anyway, there you go. They're going to mill around. And that means we can claim our first reward of the day. That's good. Okay. So main jump of the show then is going to be getting this sorted. I did play a little tiny bit off camera. I literally just threw down a few trees. And then started working on a little feature here. Why is this taking so long? Is it just because nobody wants to ride it? Coaster was so fun. I can't wait to go on Child Coaster 1. So where are you all then? Come and ride it. What we need to do is set the dispatch lower, I think. Minimum load. Maximum wait needs to be 60 seconds. Minimum wait can be whatever, really. Okay. Is it because it's broke down or something? Oh, it's no assigned staff. There we go. Oh, because at the moment we don't have any additional attendants, do we? So if one of them goes on a break, it'll shut the ride down. There we go. There's the problem. Sorry about that. These poor guys have been sat here baking in the sun. Other two rides are still working though. Yeah, I think somebody mentioned that it broke down in a previous episode and I never noticed. Yeah, well, surely the mechanics should keep an eye on that sort of stuff, but we'll see as it goes forward. Okay. Okay, yeah, so I started a little bit of a water feature here. Started the concept of a transfer track as well. I thought we would carry on this video. So I'm going to come into here and get some like iron beams or something. Let's see what we've got. There's a lot of good support structure stuff, like this kind of stuff here. I think is the way to go. So we're going to drag that down until it sits under. Now, I feel like I don't have to keep saying this, but I am no expert when it comes to this kind of stuff. So we're definitely going for more of an implied look with this. But I think that's fine to start off with. We'll make it... We want it to all match this colour, which is just like a deep grey, I think. Dark grey, great. Which is there. Good. And then what we will have to do probably is, rather than these being everywhere like this, they don't look like they're going to support this big chunk. So we'll put it there instead and find something that will support this big chunk. So something like this. Ooh. And then there, down, or do we do... I think we probably do it that way, because I really like all of the rivety stuff. There we go. Bring that down to it as well. Okay, and then we'll take all of these in. And this thing in. There we go. And now we should duplicate the gubbins there. Oh, that's rather annoying that it's not going to duplicate nicely. Do we do it in bits? Okay, that'll do it. I'll take that one over. And do the same here. Yeah, that's good. And then like that. Okay. And then we're going to take all of this. Including you and you. And you, and you, and you, to the other side. I think. Yeah, that's fine. And then here, we kind of have to swing these around. That probably won't work, because we haven't measured that perfectly. So if we just make it go one out like that. Like so. There we go. And then if we can figure out a way to grab these tricky bits, there we go, that's perfect. Click them down the bottom there. Carry those over. And that, like, to my idiot eyes, works as a sort of transfer track looking thing. Okay. Maybe a few cables. Let's throw some cables on there so we really really sort of stress that it's this is electrics. Look what electrics look like. I do something like this. Like, and they look a little bit like sort of hydraulic cables now. Yeah, why not? Like I say, absolutely making this up as I go. No idea what these things really look like. That's fine. There we go. And then basically we can build a shed here. So let's have a look for a nice big shed door. And we'll build it from that. There's definitely a western one that I think will be perfect. Yeah, nice big barn door. Because again, we're kind of, I think we're going to lean into the sort of Americana type look of this. So what we'll do is we'll have it there, just higher than the track. And then we'll do one of those things where it's like a door in a door, you know? So it's like if you're bringing the coaster in, the big door's open. But if not, you can just open this single door. Definitely seen that kind of thing happen. So happy with that. Nice. And then I think we probably click. Oh, breeze block. That's it. By the way, Samantha, simply Savannah. Excuse me. I was asking what this is called. I was like, it's not called. It's not called... I can't even remember what we say in England now for it. Oh man, it's so funny how your brain just sort of always gets these things the other way around. We call them... Oh, what do we call them? Breeze blocks? Oh, I don't know anymore. It's very honestly one of the strangest things about moving to a English speaking but not like the English I know speaking place, is that you forget a lot of the words you used to say. Okay. Alright, we'll take that. Oops. Actually, it probably suits us to matchy as best we can. Take that to there. Bring it forward a little. That's fine. Okay. Take this out to this side. I'll Z-fi it very slightly, so we'll just pop it in. Okay, and then we'll swing that round. There's definitely to be said something about building this on grid, but it's fine. It's going to help us at the front there to not, so it'll only take a moment. This is going to be a longer process than building on the grid, but I think it's going to be okay, because once we've got that one row in, we can do this. I was in the chat show the other day, he said that actually these spaces don't usually have to be that big, as long as you can get either side of the track. They don't have to actually be that intense, so that's good. Take these two all the way back as well. There we are, and then copy that over. That won't quite line up, so we'll just pop it out a little. Okay, I mean all this track is superfluous, but that's fine. And then on top of it we'll do some wood paneling. So let's see what we've got. Nice wooden wall, probably easy to click through here. So there's this one, it's going to be super shiny, so we'll skip that one. What about this one? The Viking wood, not terrible. That one's just the shiny one again. How about if we just search for just wood? I think that's probably oops, sorry for knocking the microphone. Shows up different ones. I don't know why we've lost the angle here. That's infuriating. So there's wood plank wall. Yeah, that one lighter is probably fine, right? I think that's what we used on the other building. Yeah, let's keep it still in the sort of browns. Don't make it too reddy. I also realised what I should have done is built one vertical run of this whole building and then copied it over, because now I'm just going to have to do the exact same thing that I did before. There we go. And carry this all the way over, but that's okay. There we are. And there. Okay. Alright. So I know this is meant to be real time, but you're seeing what I'm doing here, and it's going to be very boring to watch the whole thing. So I'm going to skim forward until I've got at least the base of the building done. Okay, base of the building's done. I'm going to use these very cool new beams from Sorcery Pack. As lovely as the 5% thing is, it's oftentimes it's a bit too little for me when I want to do like 90 when I want to do 90-degree angles. There we go. I actually find the 5% a little too much. Alright, so we'll take that to there and there, and then I'm hoping we can this is where the 5% comes in. To make that work there. No, that's still not right. That's fine though. We can do the old-fashioned way when we come onto here and just bring it out. There we go. So we do want to take it to the edge there. Now bring that one over. Yeah, that's good. And then it actually looks like it all wants to come this way, shy. That's fine. And then both of those can go up. And then what we'll actually do is put a concrete footer on that. Pretty much, I find pretty much any of these work fine, as long as they the colour's the same. Boop. There we go. So it's like slightly off concrete. There we go. And that will just help sort of support the building. There we go. I mean, that personally is enough. I mean, there's something to be said about bringing it out to here and having like the trim come out, but it's obviously we're very close to the coaster there. I suppose if we took all of it minus the transfer track stuff, we could just do this. Oh, that's interesting. It's actually moving everything but the roof piece. That's fine. Do we like that? Do we think it adds anything to it? I think we think it does. Alright, so we'll split that off. Take that in. There we go. Alright, and then what's this doing to the wall over here? It's making a mess of it. Okay, well, that's fine. Let's just do that. Yeah, I actually like that. Maybe this is to come down here. Just to give it just a bit of detail. It's like, well, the guests are going to see it, so we need to make it look acceptable. I thought this was on the same building, to be honest. That's okay. This is how you do all that, by the way, if you want to know how to do overhangs and stuff. It's a little bit of work. You have to duplicate the pieces and take them off the grid, and then there we go. Yeah, that looks like a fun little boring ass transfer track. Okay, cool. So the next thing we'll do then, I want to come back down to here. So I put this in using concrete and some posts and a vent, and I've left a little bit of the dirt here, like some sediment. It's the end of the day report. We'll get rid of that. So I just want to sort of make it a little bit more lived in with some rockery then. So we're going to come to the rocks. And I think it's going to be Tega rocks again. This sort of mossy top on them just brings a bit of colour. And yeah, I quite like what it's doing. Oops. That was fine there where you were, thank you. Yeah, and we just need just to break this edge up a little. And we'll do a little bit of shrubbery in there as well, I think. So, bring in some of these. Nothing too big. This is meant to be the edge of the sort of greenery area. Yeah, I think that's a good way just to break up that hard edge of the ground. And probably the other thing we can do is, if I was a bit better colour, if I had a better colour vision, I would look at bringing in the moss decals the same colour as this sort of gravel texture, because that would be another, I'll show you. If we get these and we sort of made them the same sort of grey brown colour, which I think this is, if we do like somewhere up in here, see, I can get it so it looks right to me. I think it looks roughly right to me. You can use this to kind of again further take the edge off. I mean, that might be a bit too much, I don't know. I think that's the sort of thing you could do if you wanted to sort of step this kind of build up a little bit, because one thing is about the game is that where the edges meet, where the grass ends, where the grass meets the path, that kind of stuff, it is all a little harsh. There we go. Okay, and we'll come in here then, grab some small bushes. They would grow in the, what is, let's be honest, relatively dry looking ground. So they would grow where there's moisture gathering, which would be around this pond, and sort of in the cracks of the brick. This topiary hedge looks good if you sort of take it right into the to the ground too. Very often sinky bushes, unless you're doing like Nietzsche, you know, like doing planted bushes. I think they look a bit too sort of bulbous, just sat there like that. Personally, I think they're much better if they're sunk in, sort of gripping the terrain rather than just sort of sat there all lovely and pretty. That's meant to be the same size. It's kind of wild how big that is. They're both classed as 2 meter. Oh. I do miss the what was the one from Planet Coaster 1 called that we used all the time? Scavolia. I do miss that one sometimes, because that used to sit really nice in the ground when you sunk it. So I don't feel like these ones do as well. Okay, there we go then, that takes the edge off. Oh, I think we might need a little bit more planting on one edge, because at the moment we've basically put those cardinally. They're all there. You see, we've just gone in a cross, so we need to break that up. We actually probably might do well to just join one of them up, and I'll take the edge off that. And how about, oops, how about a bigger one sunk down, sort of filling in that gap. Perfect. Alright, that looks good. Okay, next then I would like to carry on with this plaster that I've got going on. Probably from here to this area here, I think. So we'll try and lean that best up as we can. There we go. And we'll take that round and out and try and make a bit of a curve here. Let's have a look. Needs to be smaller. That's fine. There we go. Alright, we'll get rid of all of these. To there, I think. Yep. And then actually no, it would be to there, because this one Let's have a look now. What we'll do is we'll take this one and then try and line that up there. There we are. Because this would probably come all the way down under the transfer track. I know this undoes a bit of the work we've done for it, but that's fine. Makes the most sense that this is concreted. And actually, I'll take it to there. There we go. Up to the walkway there, that's it. And then this side, I'll take it here. Oh, that's good. Let's do this. Let's make some fake steps here. Peach, you're total alone. It's two doggies fighting over the breakfasts. Here we go. Da 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 da. There we go. They're not the most even of steps, but if we do this. Peach. Being a grumpy butt. There we go. And we can fill that in. Up to, where's that going to? Oh, that needs to be neat there, so we'll do that. There we go. Woohoo indeed, buddy. Woohoo indeed. Let's take that. Just try and neaten up these. There and there to there. Alright, and we'll take this tree a little. There we go. And then we can add a fence in here with a gate, and then there's access down here and across to the transfer track. That makes a lot of sense to me. This whole thing though, looking at it from here, needs to be duplicated and taken down because it's raised up. There we go. So now I'm wondering, do we just fill it all in? Is there any point to have this? Now I think there is, because it would be nice for this to be a little green. Yeah. So now we'll keep it as it is. Oops. Let's go here. Take some steps down this way. Now I understand that this is cutting into some supports here and there, but you know, this is never going to be perfect. Okay. Okay, steps down there and there. Alright. And then the only thing I did, I think, off camera last time was just put the base around this and threw this dirt down, because I thought we'd do a station as well. I have no idea how long this video is going. Let me check. Okay, I think we're good to build a bit of a station build, so let's start on that. We'll come here. And we're going to basically use the same sort of wood that we've done over there, I think. I'm going to keep it super generic. We'll just start on this. I might not get the whole thing done, but we'll see. It's the wood. It's not wood plank. Wood plank it is. Wood plank. There we go. Oh, no. Actually spelt out plank. Look, there we go. Wood plank. So let's go here and bring it up and take it a little off the grid to there. Luckily there's a piece that will do that. There we go. I do it to stop the disco. Where's the exit? Over here somewhere. Okay. So now we'll cut to this. What colour wise, are we happy with it? I think we are actually. It's quite nice. Okay. And then we'll cut to this then. I was just about to say, what on earth is that noise? And then I remembered that we put down a cosmic cow. Did we do something here? Oh, nice. We've got a 1.5 park rating. It wants us to hire 22 staff. We currently have 16. That seems doable. I think once this ride's up and running, it'll need another... the game would like another janitor and what have you. Okay. We go there. Go, and I think we'll say that that is the exit, and that will be fine. Okay, we'll bring that over there. Don't think I want to go any further to the track. That's okay. Boing boing. But we will do this and neaten up that piece. There we go. The same on there. Okay, that's that done. There is a slight edge here that probably just needs this keepstone wall in to fill it out there. And then it needs the non-grid piece to finish it up. Yep. There. So, probably put that there. I think that tiny bit there isn't going to be a problem. I suppose I will do this bit because I don't know what the underneath of this is going to look like yet. There it doesn't matter, and there it just already done. Okay, cool. So just those bits for now. Okay, so ground-wise that's fine. I think we'll do this as a fairly open station. So the next thing we need is a pillar that we can place in the corners and other key points to hold up a roof. So we'll come in. I think all of these sorcery ones are a bit too themed. This one isn't terrible. It's just giant. If this had like that brick pattern but started there and went that smaller, I think it would be pretty good. All of the smaller ones are just a little bit too themed for what I want to do, I think. So let's have a look at the rest of the stone stuff. This castle one, honestly, that upside down with some corrected colours might work. Probably whatever we put there, we also are bringing this way. So we will have to neaten up the buttress there. But otherwise, that is definitely a contender. What else do we have? There's these mythological columns. They're all marble, so they're a bit shiny. There's the what do they call this stuff? The queen. There's just all of these pieces on their own, which might work. Although the brick is going to be the wrong way. There's this thing. Again, a little shiny. These ones are a little shiny. Yeah, I think the castle buttress is going to be the winner. So we'll take the stone colour from what we're working with already and just bring it all down to that. It's mostly there anyway, looks like. There we go. This one, all that one brick colour. Yeah, don't mind that. Okay, and then we'll start with an art shape. Just to bring in a very small couple of bits of colours, and we'll carry over the sort of teal and orange we've been using, the Mass Bandit palette, as I call it. Problem we have with this slightly is that this piece doesn't have a central rotation. It wants to work off of the edge because it's designed to go against a wall, so it's a little tricky to work with sometimes. But now we've got this, we should be able to work with it. So we'll do that. We'll make it slightly smaller. Okay, and we'll make this a nice teal. And this nice orange. Yeah, that's going to be good. And now we need a plank of some description, or a column. There's some good ones in Western that honestly might be a little thin, but we'll try. Which one's that one? Oh yeah, that stone one. That's quite nice. A bit more rustic, but don't mind that. There's a vertical version of it as well. I can't remember what the Western ones are called. Maybe they're called pillars. There's a few. There's about 3 or 4, and some of them are chamfered. Wooden pillar, carved. Yeah, there we go. So like these ones. These are good for this kind of thing. I like this one with the... Oh, I like this one bigger. That way around. With the little notch halfway. How's that? Yeah, that looks good. Make it, take the colour. It's a very reddy brown. Just need to take the edge out of it. Yeah, there we go. That's better. And okay, I actually think that's fine for the bit there. So we're going to take one of those there, and then basically everywhere that the wood ends, this needs one of these. Because of that slightly off-center piece we're using, we're going to be a little clever here. That's okay. Now, are we... Yeah, we are cutting through, but that's okay, I think, actually. Oops. So, first of all, we're off here. There we go. Okay, let's try snap distance. Oops. Lovely. I'll take that back off again while we readjust. There. And there. Oh, no, that was... We didn't copy that. There we go. And again. Oh, we're off again. That 5%, man. You really get your eyeballs on it. Okay, and then we'll take it to there. There. And one more here. And here. Okay, so that is where they go. Technically, this should be in the middle if we whop a roof on this. So, let's go to tile roofs. So we've got the keep tile now. That's a little too fancy, I think. The townhouse tile is probably fine. It might not even be called that, though. It might just be called town. To have a look. Pitch roofs. Townhouse slate. There we go. So this is good because it's got a lot of the sort of underwork trim that you want as well, which we can recolor. Yeah, I think that with quite a nice dark grey on it is kind of perfect. It looks dirty, but it doesn't look like fantasy or or anything like that. So let's actually split this from the building, because I think we're going to need it. I'll take it up just slightly. Whoops. And we will duplicate, bring it over there. Okay, so far so great. I want to just take this half a step off. There we go. Split it from the building and just knock it down a chump or up a pixel just to quit that Z fighting. And then we'll take both of these and move them halfway across. And then that just gives us a nice little overhang on each side. Okay, we'll come back into this one and we'll find... Oh no, we were in the right spot. We'll find this piece, bring that over, and we'll take it up one. Okay, and then we come into here and do the same. Again, there's a few different ways to do this. This is how I like to do a sort of fairly standard roof. There we go. And you get a nice change in elevation. So here then, what I want to do is take that to there, so that the notch-wool is still in the right place. But it now becomes a supporting beam. There we go. Oh, it's actually a little too high. And we can do that and still have the effect that the notch is in the right place. Actually, no, we can't. That actually looks weirdly wrong. There we go. That'll do. Okay, and then we'll actually just delete all of this. And copy this over. To there. Okay. So at the moment, like obviously this middle bit is hovering, so we'll fix that. We're going to go into here to this pillar. Oops. And we're gonna frame it out a little bit. So we'll go pillar. And this time we don't want the chamfered one or the carved one or anything. We just want the regular plain one. Bring it to there and up. Okay. So first of all, let's just get the colour across. Okay. Oh, that's still a bit too dark, isn't it? Funny how different these look. There we go. Okay, and then we go 1, 2, 3. And then this one we really do only want to do this once. Or as I said, like do 10 times then. Okay. So that's probably fine to be the 2 meter one. Yeah, there we go. The texture on these is just so different from each one. Maybe we're better off using a different one. I'm not sure. We'll go back to here. Turn it in. And then turn that in. And there. Okay. Shows you that this is still not really in the center, so let's see if we can move them both over. And then just this side, we're actually going to want to bring that in. So now these don't line up on the outside either, so we might have to do an adjustment here. Definitely need some support in the middle of this though, so let's see where we can get away with that. It's going to be there, isn't it? That's the place for it, to line up with that one and not be in anybody's way. And can we do the same here? Kind of. I think that's acceptable. Okay. And then we take all of this that we just did so, and pull it over to line up with these. So there, there, and then finally here on the end. There we go. And now the whole thing looks like it's got a lot more structure. We will do one more that I missed. Here and here. Just copy those up to the top there. Can make a bit more sense. There we go. I say none of this is perfect. We're kind of making it up as we go along, but I kind of dig how it's looking. These two technically need to go up a little. It is what it is. And then actually we need to readjust this back row to line it up with the front. So that's okay. There we go. And then this one comes in here. And this one just disappears. And this gets duplicated down there because there's a gap for it. In fact, there is there and there. Just those two. I mean, actually, no, we won't worry about that. We'll put a few rocks there. Okay. So that's that. And then I think there is a trim for this roof that will work well. Town. Let's have a look. Yeah, one of these. Is it? Perfect. There we go. That'll help. Just take the edge off all of this as well. Will help with drainage and stuff, that the roof overhangs this, so the water just drips down and down. It's good. There we go. There and there, and we should probably do it on this as well. And there we go. We finally get the interaction with the roof there. It's maybe a little close, but that's one thing. When I was building it, when we looked, I was like, "Oh, it definitely sort of sits over the roof." That thing. That's how it goes. So we might have to just slightly adjust that, but that's okay. I think like I say, in the actual models, it goes sort of right over here. It sort of sits really up there, but I am not rebuilding this thing. What I can do though is go there and there, and just take the edge off. There we go. And to be honest with you, there's little bits poking through here, but I think I need to do something there anyway. So let's go beam. Let's use one of these new ones. There we go. Right around. Because as much as I do like this top, I don't love that it has like a real sort of bobbly roof. So I think it might actually be quite fun. Oops. To do something like this. And fake it with our own one. Oop. That we can control a bit better, and put some white in there so it matches the other build we've got over there that uses a bit of white. Okay, do that and that. Okay, does it look a bit odd just being one bit of white there? Does it need to be elsewhere too? It might be okay. And then the last thing, let's have a look at fences. Here's a great way to sort of add a nice little bit of trim. Get something real little like this. Spin it around for 10 times for 0 reasons. Take it right down. Take the edge off the white because it's really white. Yeah. And in there we go. Nice. We'll take that over. There we go. I actually think the Plankers or one fences were better for using for this. And of course you can sit and go in with the beams and all the little pieces and make it yourself. But I think overall this is pretty good. There we go. That's fine. And then, yeah, maybe this white trim has to sort of continue sort of here on all of these. Yeah, that would probably really make it pop. I might do that off camera because that's a real tedious little thing. But otherwise, there we go. I'm gonna go back to our Viking wall that we used here, and one of the tricks is, like, it might seem lazy to just keep going back to the same pieces, and in some ways it is, but also it's going to help sort of have the build be copacetic and just sort of match throughout, and it's just having these little textures that are similar work in the space, and overall it just helps tie everything together just subconsciously, that the trim that's here matches here, and we'll see it elsewhere as well, you know? Like, that's definitely the way to go, I think. So here then, I think I either want the name of the ride here. That's probably a good spot for it, actually. Or we can also do it down here. Or here we could just have some bulrush, like break the eye line of the queue away, which actually I think is not a bad idea. Oops. There is so much of this stuff here in parking lots, and it's huge, and it's just used a lot to sort of break up eye lines, break up sort of open space. Oh, I have no idea what happened then. Somebody mentioned in one of the videos, you know, you can use these squares to move them around on 2 axes. I know, and for some reason I really hate it. I don't know why. It's just, I think it is just muscle memory. I think it was Steve. It is muscle memory from previous games. Not sort of wanting it. Common read large. There we go. Actually, large is too big. Yeah. I think actually we just read this out. And then there. Something else on this side. Okay, and then what about... no, not plants, sorry. Probably not bushes. I want something tall. And those the ones that more go like water, right? That's horrific. I mean, the heather's cute. That laurel bush is maybe okay. I don't mind that. Let's bring this over. And we have a bit more laurel brush at the back here. Yeah, I think that's the way to go, actually. Just use that as barrier planting, and then we'll have the sign. I was going to put the sign in here, but I think having the sign up on the station is the way to go. We could do some real light heather. That colour seems... I know it's heather and it's meant to be, but that just seems so bright to me. Yeah, I think it's better off sitting more like there. Because the good thing about this, it's all like weedy planting. It's sort of stuff that will just grow and grow. Those all need to be sunk just a shy. Just take the edge off the green. Excellent. And then maybe just a couple of rocks, but not Taiga rocks. Maybe something a bit more... is it tropical? No. Temperate rocks, they have the moss on as well. Although they would work quite nice in this space. But here I want something that's not as mossy. I mean, I guess it's custom rock, isn't it? We'll do our own... Yeah, our own sort of pass on it. So, want that there. We'll bring it more into the greys of the place. And then just all these little gaps here. We'll have those sit in. And look cute. Oh, where's the tiny ones? What's up? What's up? She's the bathroom? I mean, there literally is one. Sort of other side of the chair swing. Oh, that's a bit big. I mean, all these are a bit big, really, but... There we go. Excellent. Yeah, happy with that. Plain and simple, and we'll figure out what's happening here once we're a bit further in. That's good. I think the last thing we need then is some lighting in here. And I don't want to go too jank, but part of me just wants to put a load of strip lights in here. I think actually it would be like pot lighting, like not so fancy pot lighting, I think, but let's see what jumps out at us. I do think just kind of gross strip lights is what it needs. There's this, you know, like this kind of thing as well, just pointing down. I don't know, because it's not really. I don't want this to be a themed ride. Like, it's looking a little westerny, and I think if I do too much, if I start putting like lamps on it and stuff, it will look westerny. I don't really want it to look westerny. So the other options are like this kind of thing. These are fine. No, I think we're doing it. I think we're gonna go just big, gross strip lighting. Fortunately, the one with the wires is a little too. The wires are too long on it, but these are okay. And we won't have it there. It'll go here, and then we'll turn it to be loop, so it actually does give some light. There we go. Oh, this kid is so excited. Oh, can I see how quick they got in it? Look how excited they were. There we go. And that, does that give any light under there? Not really. Lighting's tricky. But there we go. Okay, the only thing I'm going to do off camera then, I just want to do a little bit of light foliage through here, just some sort of shrubbery growing, take the terrain around to the trees as well. But otherwise, there is our first coaster. I hope in the last episode you all gave me names. You can continue to do that in this one as well. I will. When does this go out? I'm trying to keep ahead of videos, but it means that feedback takes a little longer. This will go out on Sunday. What day is it today? Yeah, Friday. So today's you've got Vespa going out, second part of Vespa's build, and the town to city, and then Saturday is the building the coaster. Yeah, so I will wait until. So no, I'll have picked a name from the last episode. So go back in time, make sure you put one in the last episode before I play this again, which will be Saturday evening. So yeah, okay. Sorry, the magic of YouTube and time travel. But I hope you're enjoying this. Another lazy little build. Thanks for watching. Love you all to bits. Till the next one. Be good.